Good morning. It is November 6th, 4:19. Been up since 3:26 because I'm starting to like that time, that 3 o'clock. So really excited about yesterday. Pretty much, sorry, I'm putting shit away. Pretty much got a lot done. Had an awesome, like really productive day. It was so amazing. It was focused and like everything was so dialed in. Everything from waking up, getting content out, creating content, uh, finishing the check boxes that I had, which is awesome. So yesterday morning, a message that came through, like from watching videos online, was pretty much, "Fear not, for I am with you." And this is a passage from the Bible, and it's really cool. I want to share this from my viewpoint because it's like fear comes in many different ways. It comes in different forms, and especially if you like sit back, take a step back, sit down, and pay attention to your actions. We as humans, I personally, maybe you as well, or maybe if I'm watching this in the future, a little inception here. But what'll happen is like you will like if you think of it like a river, right? Going about like and then you hit a rock, right? That rock is gonna be fear. I'm making shit up here, but like the way I feel like it's happening is like there's this action that you want to take, and that's a rock, and like you can either choose to like break through it and push through, or like you can allow that fear to take over you and reroute your actions or stand still or not do that thing because there's this like thing in the way. There's this fear, there's this mistrust, it's so weird, man. Like the last few years, I know I started, so back when I know I'm on a rant today. This is going to be awesome. Today's going to be awesome. I claim it. So back when I was 18, so let me share this, I guess, since I never have on here before. So when I was young, one, Pathfinders, we would have to like sell stickers, to get a plane ticket to go to our camporees, if you're aware of that. So we would have these camp meetings. We would have sales of different items. Every time it's a different thing, and we would take that money to go do our meetup, to learn new things, meet new people, and all of that. So started with sales then. In addition to, my dad is super artistic. Like my dad can do any and everything, bro. Anthony Peters, go look him up. He was a magician. He was a volleyball player, really good at it. The crazy thing is like when we would be in church, one day like the pianist wouldn't show up, right? And pretty much he'd be playing the guitar for everyone to sing along, and then the next song would need the piano, so he would go over to the piano, sit down, and play it. Like it was the coolest thing. He could play the saxophone, the trumpet, like name it, he could play it. But point of that is I want to share shit because someday I'll be gone. I accept it. But what's it called, which is like a really good someone to look up to for me. But what happens is he would make these artistic things like little tissue boxes. Like if you look at Kleenex, it just comes inside of a regular box. My dad would make a box out of like carton, or not carton, like thick paper. I don't know what that's called in English, but thick paper. And he would make the box with like a picture or art on it, and then it would have a lid that closes, and the lid would have like an image on this outside, and it would have like a motivation like quote. And this is back in like 1994, back when like that was like mind blowing. That was like some really sophisticated stuff. So he would send me out with a bag full of these, and I would have to sell them for like $5. So again, salesmanship. All through my life, it's just these like entrepreneurial stuff. All of that to say, back in 2014 when I started this, started working for myself actually at 18, which is like, jeez, 20, I don't know, 18. That was like 2006, 2007. What would happen is like I lived in America, didn't have a green card, so no permit to work. So what I would do is I would charge people to make their websites, and websites were like not brand new because like in the 90s it was brand new, but back then it was pretty much like the it was still big because like no one knew how to do it, and there was HTML and like CSS, PHP, and it's so technical, right, that you have to get a webmaster to build your website for you, and every page had to be on its own. And then like a few years later you had content management systems like Joomla, Drupal, and all these that came out and made it easier. And then like not even a year later, when I started, Google and Yahoo started handing out free websites that they did it. You just click new page and everything gets done in the background for you, which kind of crushed my business a little bit. But pretty much I was getting paid like $2,500, $1,500 for making a website. And that was like super awesome. It was like really good, especially for a young kid. I could survive for like 5 months off of that. Like that was so long of survival, right? But there wasn't a trust of like I can make it. There was always this panic like, oh no, I don't know what to do. I don't know where my next food is going to come from. I don't know where the money's going to come from to pay rent, to pay for the gas and all these crazy things. And like there's always been that panic. And I think recently in the last 2015 through 2018, what happened was like the hard times, like when you're constantly living in the hard times. And I've heard E.T. Eric Thomas talk about this, about like when he talks about Batman and Bane. It was like you merely adapted the dark. I was born in it, right? So like the maybe the adaptation of the darkness, of the hard times, right? Like just going through shit, like bad times over and over. And like I think the difference is before I expected things to be good, and then through going through all that, there was a moment of just like, this is what it is. Like, it's not going to change unless I change, unless I do something about it. And the crazy part about that is once I got comfortable in that, not comfortable as in like, oh, I accept this is how it's going to be, but comfortable in the way of like, this is where I'm at. Like, get used to it, work your way out of it, right? Instead of like, oh, I wish it was better. Let me try to like find any one way, like the quick fix, right? So that was a big game changer, both mentally, like more so mentally, but just in spirit. Because then what happens is I started working on myself more, meaning my own business, right? You hear these motivational things that go, grind and work hard, and people hear them and they go, yeah, I'm gonna grind and work hard, and then they go grind and work hard for someone else, making someone else super rich, right? There's that little meme about the guy telling the boss, hey boss, I work really hard, and then the boss was like, yeah, you're doing really good, and if you do better next year, I'll be able to get another Ferrari or something like that, right? I think I messed up the beginning, but who cares? It's basically by you working harder, you're making someone else rich. So instead of doing that, and I honestly dislike the way I did it, but it needed to be done that way. I literally cut myself off from working for someone, and I burned the bridge. I burned it in a way that I couldn't go back. So, I wonder if I can talk about this. So one thing I did was like I went through an extreme. I live life in extremes. So pretty much if I'm going through something, if I'm doing something, I'm all in. Like anything I do, I'm like, Like, this is it. That's what I'm doing. So like I fully focus on that. I'm fully merged into that. And what I find when I do that, instead of trying to have a balanced life, right? So if you can look at it this way, imagine this is like 100%, and each like 10% you have like a category of things that you do. So the way that I do it is I take the 100%, I go down into this like emergency mode, like 30% of these are the necessities, like sleep, eat, like work, maybe gym for health. Maybe I even remove the gym and only walk around the block or go running, right? And once I have that and I figure that out, I only do those, and the rest of my time fully focused on what I'm trying to like achieve. And what you will find is the results will skyrocket, because initially Elon Musk talks about this, right? If he was working 100 hours a week, and I've been there, bro. I've been there where I worked 93 hours a week, 94, and this was like for 5 weeks back to back, for 3 months back to back. Back in 2013 all the way till 2016, I was working 18 to 20 hour days, sometimes 22-hour days, because my personal assistants were in the Middle East. So basically, before I went to sleep, a nap. I know I'm getting off course here, but I might as well, because every other one is short. So let's go. Before I would go to sleep, I would tell my personal assistant, hey, here's the tasks for the day. This one's more important, blah, blah, blah. A little check-in. How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Catch a little 2-hour nap, 3-hour nap. Wake up. Get right back at it. Hey, I'm up. How's it going? Do you need anything? No. 4 a.m. I'd already be on a run, and my alarm was set for 5. That alarm, like, it's so beautiful. I remember I had one post which is like, I was running still, because instead of going for a 5-mile run, I like wanted to double it, right? Like, if you ever run on the streets, you will find that, like, this is what I tell people, and I know I keep getting into deeper tangents. This is what I tell people. Start by walking your block. Just walk around it. Or walk down the street and then walk back. Do that over and over. What's going to happen is your mind is going to get bored, your body's going to get bored, and kind of like stray dogs. If you've ever seen stray dogs, what you'll end up doing is you'll walk down the street and you'll go, I wonder what's down that street. And you'll walk down that street, and then you're like, oh, this is too much. Let me go back. And then you go back. And then the next day you're like, I guess I made it down that far. I guess I can keep doing it. And over you keep getting further. So what I did was I used to go on 5-mile runs every morning. I used to live by the lake in Grapevine. I don't know which one it's called. I could look it up and write it down. But pretty much there's like a 5-mile trail that I can run and get back home. But this one time I saw, like, I keep seeing it, and I keep seeing people run down that path and just keep going straight. So instead of turning and doing my regular route, I just kept going straight. I just kept going. And it was pretty crazy. Ended up at it's not the gallery yet. It's like the other big center over there by that lake in Grapevine. But did a 10-mile run, and as I'm running back home, my alarm goes off. 5 o'clock alarm. And right then I stopped and I posted a screenshot of my alarm, and under it a little description I wrote. The caption I wrote, it's really awesome when your alarm goes off and you're already running, you're already like got your day going. So like that was an awesome feeling. And all these small wins are a step. It's like a little push, like a good feeling and a push for you to keep going the next day. Kind of like yesterday. Yesterday was like an awesome day because, first off, gratitude moment. I'll throw that in there and I'll come back to what I was talking about. Gratitude moment. I realized that like I finally I got the sleeping pattern down, and it was really just a decision, man. Like really, like, just kind of like when you decide, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, hey, I'm going to get some water from the fridge. It's just a decision, like, hey, this is my life. And then from an identity level, I go, I'm an entrepreneur now, because before there was no discipline. And last month it was all about discipline. And I fought with it because in my mind, I was begging, like, I wish I could have a better sleep pattern. I wish this, I wish that. So the universe, my body, my mind goes, okay, keep wishing for it. You wish for it, keep wishing. So that's what happened. At the end of the month, I'm like, bro, this is not cool. I need to fix this. So I just decided, like, hey, this is what it's going to be. 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I need to go to bed by 8 and wake up at 3, because 3, it's like a beautiful feeling at 3. 4 a.m., it's like I wake up and I feel rushed. 3 a.m., it's like I can stay in bed a little bit. I can get on my phone and like listen to some motivation or something different. 4 a.m., it's like, oh man, I gotta go. Anyways, getting back to it. The whole point of this is like you can make that decision. You can change your life. And getting back to it, when I started putting more time into myself, more effort, investing in myself, right? Like Grant Cardone says, unless you have $100,000 or more, that investment needs to go in yourself. Buy books, buy courses, buy seminars. Unless you have $100,000, all your time and investment needs to go to yourself. So working for myself has been like amazing. Gratitude, like great. Like I can't even express it the right way. That all these years I've been trying, I've been working at it. Like this is what I wanted, and I know I'm not there yet. And like there's this like balance again. There goes the fear again. There's this fear of like, hey, things might go very wrong. But then there's just this trust. And the trust doesn't just come from like stupidity where you just say, oh, I'm just gonna trust. Which I think even if you did that, you would be better off, I think. But it comes from just like all those days of like darkness and realizing that, man, like I've been down that route. If I ever wanted to, which please shoot me, if I ever wanted to, I have a degree. I can go get a regular job. I know I can get a job that pays $100K. I'm not a doctor. I don't have to be. Technology helps. But just the ability to work, and it's crazy. You don't need that much. Like, it's crazy. And yes, life could be better. I could be living in a mansion or own my own island. I'm working on it. Don't worry. I'm working on it. But the beauty of it is like, the sheer beauty of it is if I help one person per month, I can help one person per every 2 months and I'll have enough to live. But in the end, like I've worked with someone, I've seen the change in their life. Like that's so cool. Even if it was a product, like hey, I'm selling phones, right? Like you can see, and what I talk about is a lot of people see this as like, hey, I need sales. So they start seeing humans as just numbers, right? Like, oh, we need 5 sales this month. We need 1,000 sales this month. And all of a sudden now I'm a living like proof of all these books that I've read all along that basically they say if you want to be a millionaire and live well, all you need is 1,000 people to buy your product, 1,000 fans, 1,000 diehard fans, and I'm building mine. I believe at this point I'm at between 3 to 5 because the whole 3% thing. But that's enough to get me through like till right now till February. Like I can literally wake up and do nothing. But I'm not going to, because why would I spoil this awesome moment that I have? So just as a light, I don't want to ramble too much about it. I do want to share about my life and what's possible, but again, it's possible, man. Like just try it. Burn the like life will take care of you. It's crazy how some months like I'll get to like a point where it's like, bro, the bills are going to be due tomorrow. The bills are due 3 days from now. And like, I don't even have to do anything just by like putting me out there, putting my content out there, like seeking to help people. Someone else telling someone else that like, hey, this guy can help you. People will reach out to me like, hey, bro, like, I need help. What's up? Hey, bro, like, how do I do this? And then I'll be like, all right, I help them. And then I say, if you really want better, sign me up. Let me get in there, because for me, I tend to care more than the person themselves. So like, if I do it for free, this is what I learned as well. If you're good at something, charge. Like, don't do it. Like, I will guide someone. I'll get them through the initial step, because it kind of sucks. I don't want to be a shit salesman that just like sell. But people will try to take advantage. I have one kid. I like started giving him free advice, and every like 2 weeks he signs up for a free call with me so that I can rant. And I love helping and I love ranting, so I keep falling for it instead of just being like, bro, sign up. But I'm getting paid somewhere else, so I can have the freedom to give back. That's the beauty of it. It's my freedom. Anyways, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop ranting. I think I do want to cover what I have to do today. I wrote it down. Pretty much, I have to fix my funnel is getting to a point where like it goes from social or website, whatever, to links. I'm gonna fix. It's called Linktree. I'm going to fix the links inside of there, make it a bit more official. Currently, it's like super playful. So I'm going to fix that. I'm going to record the webinar right now, which is awesome because I'm a bit chatty. Record a webinar right now. I'm going to, on my website, I need to provide free content for people. So I have free content. I have a lot of stuff I give out. I don't care for, like, it's small. I've done it. I've helped people. Here, have it. But I finally found out, because if you look at value, right? Let me put it this way. If you look at value, if you look at a Rolls Royce, they're not just handing those out to anyone. Like the supercars, the exotic supercars, you have to literally sign up before the car even gets made. You have to pay to be on a waiting list, right? Like, so actual value, there's a buy-in, there's a process that you have to go through to show that, like, that you have to have some skin in the game, because if not, it's not real value. If I just walk up to you today and say, hey bro, like, I got some advice for you, you don't care, you didn't ask me, you don't need it, right? So there's no value in that advice. So my thing has been so far, like, I want someone to have the initial buy-in before I open up those gates of value. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to have my site, my contact site, I'll have free books, and I finally figured out which ones people are interested in. So I'm going to make them click on it, email, so that it can send it to their email. That way I can use the email to better help them. So depending on the product, I think I'll send a few different emails. So that means I need to do email stuff, which is like, it's not hard. It's just time consuming. And when you look at your day, like, especially if I had a day like yesterday, like if I look back at yesterday and say, what would I fix? I would do less time at the gym. Yeah. Right? So time, like the importance of time, like time is like the sand that just keeps dropping in that little thing, in that little hourglass. Like, you can't stop it. Like, time management is not a thing. You don't manage time. You manage yourself throughout that time. So like, when your language affects your mindset, and your mindset affects your actions, right? So when you change that in and of itself, like, your life might change, because now you know that it's not like you don't manage time, because you can manage the time all you want. I'm a big proponent. I have a physical calendar. My calendar is like always going, anything. I'm hanging out with a friend and I put it on my calendar. So everything goes through that, but I have to manage myself to be able to keep to that calendar. So that's going to be a big thing. And that, man, should I hire someone? No, I want to learn it. I really want to learn it, and I get it. It's going to change. Might as well hire someone. I should just go big corporate, right? Do a startup. But no, man, like it's the beauty of building something, having the hands-on on it. And yeah, I'm stupid because I could be making money, but it's not like I say that with like a yin and yang, right? Like, yeah, I do care to make money, provide for myself, be financially free. But like right now, I'm in this moment where, like, again, my biggest like anchor right now, and not anchor holding me back, but like anchor in the future, pulling me towards the future, is my legacy. Like, that's the biggest thing, man. Like, and not a legacy. Like, when I say legacy, a lot of people think like wealthy, right? Like, yes, I do want that money. Again, yin and yang. I do want the finances, which are like amazing, but like, what am I going to leave behind? Like, what am I going to be known as? What is my family down the line going to get? My kids, my grandkids, my cousins and nieces and nephews, like are they going to know me? Because for them to know me, I would have had to left them something. Financially, knowledge, and all of that. I have a course, my personal finance guide, which this the first and the third one talk about legacy. So like, I'm really big on that right now. And again, it's not just money. Yes, leaving money is cool, but once people waste that money, it's like, cool, it's done, bro. Like, can I get more? Or no, I can't. I don't like you anymore, right? So knowledge, experiences, things that you went through, things that you want to share with them. And here we go, right? So if my grandkid wants to watch this in the future, if YouTube's still around, I think they will. I like them, unless something happens. But whatever, they can watch this and be like, oh, this guy was going through like a hard time trying to like figure out his life, but he pulled through. He fixed his sleep schedule. He did his own business, right? So yeah, I'll leave that. Anyways, free things, basically better site. Morning things, I already figured that out. And basically back to the ads. I got a little bit of stride on it yesterday. Not too big, but it's awesome because now, like, the one thing I'm going to change is every one of my posts are going to be an ad. And initially it's going to be testing. I'm going to put out like 3 to 10 pictures. I think, so the initial thought was 20, but 20 is too long for testing. I need to get this done like quicker. So by the end of the month, pretty much, and it's not much left. The month is going very quickly. The year has gone very quickly. I can't wait for Thanksgiving. If you're still watching, kudos. Thank you. And I think what's going to happen, it's kind of like Gary Vee. People aren't going to watch this until I'm some type of important. So one, I need to be important. And two, that way I can say I told you so back then. It's going to be cool. I can see it already. But yeah, I can't wait for Thanksgiving, because on Thanksgiving, I look back at my whole year. I go through my past pictures from the year and just gratitude, thankful for where I came from, check marks on my goals to see how far I got in things. And in December, I make new goals for next year, the whole month of December. So be ready for that. I hope you take that on as a habit as well, every year doing that. And the Thanksgiving one I learned from a friend, because in December he would make a video of the year for his family, and they would keep the video, they would watch it together like a montage, and I liked it. But at the end of December, that's like too late. Like Thanksgiving, why not use that time? Anyways, let's move on. Basically, yeah, the ad stuff. So all the pictures that I post from now on, I'm going to have 20, but about 3 to 10 of them are going to be test subjects, different angles and views. Again, it's not hard. It's just time consuming because I have 3 products and building more as we speak. So that's that. That's it for today. Did I cover everything? mini goals for today. Yes, word of today. I'm going to do the sentence, fear not, for I am with you, because that was like really awesome. Talked about a lot today. Hope you enjoyed it. Dropped a comment. I guess I am on YouTube, so drop a comment, drop a like if you enjoyed any part of this. Drop a comment of anything that may have stuck with you, that may have helped you, something that you connected with. Would love to hear back from anyone. But the main goal here is just a check-in at 4 a.m. for me, to, as a not reminder, but just for myself to keep doing this morning ritual. But I think I have it down. Only thing that's gonna change is like when I start traveling, which is like very shortly. I'm very interested to see how that's gonna affect my actions, if I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m. while I'm around other people, and still do this. So that's gonna be a one to look out for. Check you out tomorrow. Peace.